It's fair to say that a lot of weapons in Destiny 2 are now lost in the corridors of time, sunset and forgotten, left to collect dust in some people's vaults, or simply deleted from existence entirely and merely an untouchable artifact locked into a collection page forever. But being the hopeless hoarder that I am, I have kept a few of those weapons stashed away in my vault, and today we're going to go through a couple of them and see how they fare in Crucible nowadays, as, well, you know, they're sunset, so PvE testing doesn't really have a purpose here. Not that I know how to test anything related to PvE. Now, if you notice, when using the heavy attack, it hit for 89,000, which is an absolute chunk of damage. Compare all of this to me killing a Dreg. Why, you ask? Because I don't like Dregs and they can go away. Anyway, the first weapon I want to showcase is the kinetic auto rifle, the Pluperfect. Pluperfect? However you want to say it. Actually, Heli, it's Pluperfect. Meaning an action made before a time in the past. You mean like I had liked the way Bungie named weapons? Sorry. This is a 360 RPM auto rifle, or to give it its technical name, a chonky boy. Hard hitting and reaches a decent range for an auto. This weapon was first obtained through the Season Pass back in October 2019, and once you got it from there and leveled up the rest of your Season Pass, you had a chance for it to drop again, randomly rolled after a Gambit or Crucible or Strike. Bear in mind, in my experience, this was very rare. I only got one, and this is the one you are looking at. The roll I ended up with was one of the better ones from what I've seen. Rangefinder plus kill clip, possible here to also max out the range with 4-bore, but I quite like keeping some level of stability here, so I'm going with Flared Magua, and I know it infuriates a lot of PvP gods. Shush. Real quick though guys, I've had a lot of comments in my time asking me about how to get started making videos. That is why I am very excited to share with you guys that this video is sponsored by Filmora, the editing software that is literally the perfect starting point to anybody who wants to get stuck into content creation and to be making your own content in no time at all. What we have here is one of the easiest ways to get familiar with editing and making your own videos, whether that's YouTube, short clips, or the very popular hashtag short videos nowadays. One of my favorite features they have is keyframing, and just how simple they have it set up for you to learn. It's as easy as dragging and dropping your clip into the editing software, like this clip of my beautiful Titan, and within a minute I can look even more cinematic and beautiful. Experiment with the color correction. Remove the background noise from your microphone in one click. And with the latest version, it has even more features like auto highlighting. It literally trims your clips for you. And you can download it for free using the link in the description. And also, if you leave a comment mentioning what type of content you're interested in making using the software, Wondershare Filmora themselves will be picking 3 of you guys to get a 3-month code to the full version, only for your faces. With a 37 magazine, once you manage to actually proc kill clip, this thing can string together some pretty impressive double or triple kills from a solid range. If you're wondering if this is any good in today's meta, the quick answer is, well, no. And the long answer is, I use this weapon for a few hundred kills just to get a proper feel for it and give it a fair chance. And to be quite honest with you, it's very easy to have a solid game with. Hold down an area and use the range to your advantage. It held its own for a good amount of battles, even against scout rifles, and it was game over if I managed to snag kill clip from a fight. Very satisfying 4-taps once it's going. Obviously this is subjective though. Of course, if you go against a 6-stack with a generic steady hand Phil Winters loadout, you'll very likely just get pushed into oblivion and end up thinking killing dregs would have made better use of your time. Also, to the hunter who kept getting in my way when getting gameplay with this thing, you deserved what you got. Who's the real Guardian Games winner now, huh? Yeah, I let him go after like 3 seconds. 360 RPM auto rifles have always been in a weird spot. Never something taken seriously, and I don't think that'll ever change, at least anytime soon. Overall though, a fun quick play weapon for casual play. Very satisfying to use, however easily outshunned by a plethora of other weapons. Doesn't mean I'm getting rid of mine though. Next weapon! Ah yes, from one of the most disliked game modes in the entire game, the Vex Offensive. Up next comes the Operative Cannon. Did I actually just say cannon? How dumb? The Operative hand cannon. The theme of these weapons are actually amazingly well done in general. The only downside here is it makes it take almost every shader horribly. And also, for the record, Vex Offensive wasn't that bad. Dramatic people. Come on, it wasn't awful. I mean, I like the endless enemies coming at you and having a bit of fun with your supers and the general feel of the game mode. Definitely wasn't the menagerie level of activities, but I still felt it was enjoyable and a fun use of the grassy Vex-themed area for a change. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, Operative. First of all, this is a weapon that competes fairly well consistently, and I actually felt like it could fight against most people and give them a good battle. I'm fully aware that 180 hand cannons get dunked on most of the time due to 120s being so immensely easy to use, but there has always been a satisfying feeling hitting your shots using a 180 RPM hand cannon and abusing kill clip. It honestly surprised me of how good it was performing, and this is coming from a Titan smooth brain that usually mains a pulse rifle. Now I kept two rolls with this thing, one with outlaw kill clip and one with rapid hit kill clip. I decided due to the outlaw roll having very poor handling that I'd use the rapid hit one instead, just to have everything stability and everything else stacked with the kill clip, and that ended up being a very good decision. So good. Plus it just feels good to be slaughtering people with a gun made of nature itself.
Zone A lost. Enemy has zone advantage. The Iron Lords.
Woo! We ran out of medals, yeah! In short, this hand cannon do be good. If you still have the Operative or if it ever comes back, I would highly recommend using the Izanagi's Burden with it, along with 2 sniper scavenger perks for extra entertainment value to your gaming experience. 5 out of 5. Yes, out of 10. Love this thing. Still definitely not meta, but it's good. Why did I slap my desk? And for the last weapon on this mini adventure of weaponry, we have the fan favourite itself, the Breakneck auto rifle, one of Gambit's few pinnacle weapons previously up for grabs, and by far one of the most interesting in how this thing operates. The Breakneck has a pinnacle perk called Onslaught, which is made to link up with the Rampage perk, increasing the rate of fire the more kills you get. You get yourself a kill, you don't only get a damage bonus, but also your rate of fire increases. On the Titan you could pair it up with Actian Warrig and have almost endless shooting and a high rate of fire, although I found when using it nowadays it just made more sense sticking to the one-eyed mask with the occasional overshield to keep me alive longer. That was a better fit, as opposed to the aforementioned Warrig exotic. Now this is an interesting one due to a recent This Week at Bungie post highlighting some upcoming weapon buffs, and one of those buffs being for 450 RPM auto rifles. And which RPM is the Breakneck? You guessed it, 450. Now I'm no numbers guy when it comes to in-depth stats, as you have already seen. The full spin attack hits 12,000 times, I don't know, like 6, almost 20,000 less than the chunky sword heavy attack. But from what was listed, they simply stated the damage will go from 17 to 18. From what I've read from people so far is that it will help it, certainly, but not enough to make it a meta weapon, but hey, I guess we'll see. Honestly, any damage increase for any precision frame auto rifle is greatly appreciated. They are not in a pretty spot right now, so any help helps. What? 71,000 subscribers. How? So with that being said, it might be worth using this after this video is out to see how improved it really is, but as you can tell, it's still shredding and doing quite well. It's very tricky to get a proper onslaught streak going. If you turn a corner and find 2 enemies, it's not often you're walking away with a double kill. Most of the time you'll manage to kill one and slightly damage the other before you're mowed down, even if your shots are perfect. So it's not the most forgiving weapon to today's meta. Having said that though, obviously once you get a streak going and luck is on your side, this can do some serious damage. You can catch some double or triple kills, and my god is it satisfying to be at ×2 or ×3 Rampage and melt pretty much everyone that runs at you. Out of the 3 weapons I've shown today, this was definitely the most difficult one to use. And like I said before already, I've used each of these weapons for 200 to 300 kills for this video alone, just to give them a fair run. So all in all, still a fun weapon. Perhaps this upcoming buff will help it out and make 450 RPM auto rifles in general feel a lot more usable. I still don't see why this weapon had to be sunset. Very harmless to becoming any sort of overpowered meta, just an original and fun weapon to mess about with, you know? Anyway, let me know if you guys still have any of these weapons stashed away in your vault, or if you've used any sunset weapon that you feel is forgotten about. It's quite a niche topic this, but one I find quite interesting and fun. Thank you guys very much for watching if you have made it this far. Your time spent watching my dorky self really does make me happy and mean a lot to me. Do have yourselves a wonderful day ahead, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love your faces. Take care.